Alright, so SmartBone 2 has been released, and it has a lot of new features, like the highly demanded collision, that I'm gonna talk about later in the video, and just a bunch of other stuff like the documentation and a debug UI, but yeah, I'm just briefly gonna go over them. And if you don't know what SmartBone is, it's a module for dynamic bone simulations. So yeah, right, so this is the dev forum post. You can go over what this version added, as well as go to the demo place right here. And as usual, there will be links in the description for everything, but yeah. There are also two new plugins. One is this Collider Creator, which is a free one, and the SmartBone Editor, which is a paid one. I believe it costs 150 Robux, but this plugin is not a necessary thing, it's just a quality of life, but yeah. So this is the demo place, right? You have colliders, simulated entities, and a stress test. Well, I am recording right now and I have a 12-year-old processor, so you can guess how the stress test is gonna go. If I go to the activity, yeah, you can see in this box right here that I have like 20 FPS and it's not really working too smoothly, but yeah. I don't know how many exactly objects there are, but my PC isn't that great for this stress test, and of course you won't have like this amount of capes and other objects that are simulated at the same time, and yeah. If I look away, you can see that the FPS is rising back because it's not rendering any objects in the viewport. But going back to the dev forum, there is also a documentation now. You have the intro with the setup, and you basically do the same as you would do in SmartBone 1, except there is new stuff like axis limits and colliders. So if you go to the SmartBone, right, there is the attributes, and there is few new ones like the debug, the constraints, and match workspace wind, because I remember that someone asked me if you could use workspace wind with the module, so yeah, now you can. And if you go to the Smart Collider tab, this one explains to you how you can add a collider to an object that you want to collide with SmartBone objects, right? But now you can also add attributes to bones if you want to limit their movement or change their radius. And optimization is just optimization, so yeah. But now let me just get rid of the stress test and do a playtest. So we have our character right here and the hair, right? And this cylinder is a collider, so if our hair interacts with it, you can see that it's colliding right here on it, right? Same if I just move like a bit downwards. Same with this dominoes, it's also a collider, and yeah, just causing our hair to basically just collide with it like so. Right, same with the benches. So that's the showcase for colliders, right? And I need to mention that I'm not going to do tutorials on SmartBone 2 because it has few bugs. Like, I've made a piece of a cloth right here. You can see that it's a plane, it has the SmartBone tag and some attributes. Right, I'm just gonna delete everything except the roots. So you just say basic SmartBone model. This is the root and these are the bones. Right, I'm just gonna move it somewhere like right there, right, and do a playtest. Right, you can see that it's not there. But if I go to the workspace and the model, the plane is basically right here in this position. And the bone's position is set to none, and apparently it's a well-known bug. It's also lagging really badly if I just press on the bone. But yeah, apparently it's a well-known bug, and the SmartBone devs haven't figured out the cause yet. But if I make any tutorials, I'm gonna remake them later for the SmartBone 2 version. But anyway, let's go to the other new stuff. I've also made this model, which is also a plane except it has fewer bones. This one just has all of them going from one root bone, unlike this one which has 3 different ones, for the center, left and right. So I'm also going to move the starter character there, and this piece of cloth has these attributes, the constraint roots and wind influence. And I'm just gonna show you right now how the debug UI is really useful. So you can add a attribute to it, which is just called debug. And it needs to be a boolean attribute. And if I playtest it right now, it's just going to open the debug window, right? So the piece of cloth is right here. And what you can do in the debug window is to, for example, select the draw physical bone, and it's just going to show us the bone structure. And there is other stuff like the root part, the axis limits, right? All of this stuff can just show you how the mesh is basically behaving. But if you scroll down, there is the simulated objects, where right now we just have this plane. And if you go to the bone tree, there is the settings. There is the constraint, which is set to distance, and the distance constraint is causing all of the bones to basically point to the bottom, because the distance constraints use gravity. If I change it to spring, you can see that it's behaving differently, and it's also influenced by the wind. But yeah, it's really cool that you can change this stuff in the runtime now, and yeah, like I said, this debug window is really useful. Right, so I'm gonna change this one back to distance, and we also have different settings like the update rate, activation distance, and throttle distance, as well as the ability to edit singular bones. We can set the radius or the restitution, make them anchored, lock their axis, and give them limits, right? And also in the Debug UI, we have the active colliders. There is all of these parts and stuff like the base plate, dominus, right here, and if I press on it, the colliders of the dominus are also these capsule, sphere, box, basically the shapes that we can view by pressing on draw colliders, and also selecting draw fill colliders. And yeah, it's gonna look like this because the base plate is also set to be a collider. But yeah, you get the idea, right? So that's for the Debug UI. And now for the plugins, right? This is the SmartBone editor, which is the page plugin, and this one allows you to basically change all of these settings, which would be the attributes right here. If I add damping to it, right, set it to 0.4, you can see that it added damping right here. So it's not a necessary plugin that you must have. This is just a quality of life thing that's letting you set up SmartBone objects more easily. There are also the global settings, which are the wind settings. These are the attributes in the lightning, and also object controls, right? You can add the SmartBone tag to this object. It's going to print out object tagged and also remove it. So this object got untagged and it doesn't have the SmartBone tag attribute, so yeah. And you can also add different presets and apply presets to objects from right here. This is really nice if you don't want to set everything manually, like just go into one hair, set all of the attributes by hand, go to the other hair, do the same, and yeah, you get the idea. And also there is the insert SmartBone script, so yeah. And the collider editor, if I press on the dominus, let's say, and do load selection, there is the create collider module, which just creates this collider, and also load collider module, right? So if I load this one, you can see all the colliders right here, and this is the collider list. So you can save edits, discard edits, add the collider tag if you want the object to collide with the SmartBone objects, and also you can remove the tag from here. So if I add the sphere and press on append, this sphere right here got added to the object, and now I can select it and I can just edit it, like give it a 1:1 scale, right? You can see that it's right there. Set the offset to be 0 and also rotate it. Right, and I can even make it bigger, like 2x2x2, like so. So now this whole sphere would be a collider for the SmartBone objects. And you can also select show colliders always on top if you, let's say, can see your collider because it's in a mesh or somewhere else. Right, and then if you are done, you just do save edits and it should prompt you with successfully saved. Right, so right now I can do a playtest, hide the UI, and oh, the fluff is gone, so let me try it again. Okay, it's right here right now. So if I just grab it, like so, and try to move wherever the sphere is, you can see that it's slowly getting, you know, pushed back because it's colliding with it. Right there. And it can also collide with other colliders from the dominus, but it's trying to like get to it, and yeah. I can also just move it to the cylinder and just do collisions right here so it's easier to see. Right, so that's the collisions demonstration. It's not perfect, but I would say it's really good and really easy to set up, but yeah. Now let's say we wanted our character to basically collide with the object, right, since I had a lot of people just asking me if I could walk into the moving cloth in the comments on that one video, so I'm just gonna show you how we can do it now. Right, we can add a script into the server script service and just do some magic. Right, we just make the player added call, then do character appearance loaded and connect another function, and we just make a loop for index part in pairs character do. Then we just check if part is a base part. Then we can do game get service collection service, add tag to the part, and the name of the tag is going to be smart collider, like so. Oh, in pairs character gets children do, my bad. As we have the debug open right now, if you scroll down, you can see that there are these parts as active colliders, and these parts belong to our character. Right, so if I walk into this cloth, you can see that our character is colliding with it. And same if I move it onto our character. Right, so we have it now. Like I said, the setup is the same as in normal SmartBone, and if you don't know how to do it, you can follow my tutorial on it, or just follow as it's written in the documentation. But yeah, that's going to be everything for today, and see ya guys!